Hello students, today we will learn about the first poem of English, The Dust of Snow, written by Robert Frost. The poet Robert Frost, he was an American poet. He wrote many poems and he was also called a romantic poet. Romantic means not the romance you see in Hindi movies and all. It is about the love for nature and the appreciation for the beauty of nature. Otherwise, he loved nature very much. Now, I will read the poem for you. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Just I'll give you the meaning of the poem. It is said that a crow came from nowhere and sat on a tree. While it was sitting on the tree, the branches were shaken and it was totally covered with snow, and the snow fell down. And then it has given my heart a change of mood. At the time, the poet was walking under the hemlock tree, and this snow fell on him. At that time, it had made a change in his mood. Mood means his mental state. And that, he says, saved some part of a day I had ruled. He was in a way sad that day, or he was gloomy. Now he thinks that the remaining part of the day can be saved. So, now we see what the poet wanted to convey through this particular poem. See, it was a day of winter. How will you know whether it was winter or not? The title of the poem itself says that. Otherwise, the title is Dust of Snow. Snow falls always in winter. It was snowing all around. The tops of the trees were covered with dust of snow. Dust of snow means small particles of snow. The poet was walking under one such snow-covered tree, which happened to be a hemlock tree. Hemlock tree means it is a poisonous tree, looks like a Christmas tree with white flowers. Now, this hemlock tree is associated with poisonous qualities, otherwise unpleasant things. Now, a crow from nowhere came and sat on the top of the hemlock tree. The crow is a symbol of ill omen or sadness or sorrow. The sudden movement of the crow on the tree made the dust of snow fall down, and it fell on the poet who was walking under the tree. Now, the sudden movement and arrival of the crow and the falling of snow particles is just an ordinary happening. Ordinary happening means it is a natural happening. It was not a purposeful act. The crow symbolizes ill omen, and hemlock tree is associated with poison. But these simple things means the crow and this hemlock tree. Of nature, leave a deep impact or effect or a tremendous effect on the mood of the poet. Now, the poet was, why it is said the mood has changed? The reason was the poet was in a gloomy or sad mood. He was not at all in a good mood that day. The day has been dull and disappointing for him, or else the day was not gone well for him. The simple, beautiful act of the nature has a very comfortable effect on him. The fall of snow changes his mood and mental state, and it gladdens his heart. Here, snow, we can say that it stands for happiness. Before this incident, he thought the whole day would go waste. However, the fall of snow on him makes him realize that the whole day has not been wasted. At least some part of the day has been pleasant. If he had not experienced such a pleasant experience, he would have regretted, rather felt sad at the wastage of the whole day. In the end, satisfaction replaces regret. Now, a few things I want to share with you regarding this poem is: one, the nature. The nature has the power to change our mood or our mental state. Happiness can be found in the darkest or bad times. Inauspicious things can bring joy and happiness. Inauspicious means unlucky things. Here, the crow and the hemlock tree. One must accept the way with which nature chooses to bless us. The explanation of the poem ends here. Now, a few question and answers are there. Now I will explain it to you. It will be given in the WhatsApp group. The first question is, what is a dust of snow? What does the poem say have changed his mood? How has the poet's mood changed? The answer: dust of snow means an accumulation of snow or gathering of snow. During snowfall, fine dust of snow gathers over everything. The poet tells us that he was in a sad mood while walking under the hemlock tree. But the sight of snowfall and the dust of snow falling on him changed and cheered his mood and saved the remaining part of the day from getting spoiled. Second question: how does frost present nature in this poem? The poet presents nature in its raw and natural form. What are the birds that are usually named in poems? Do you think a crow is often mentioned in poems? What images come to your mind when you think of a crow? The answer: generally the birds named in poems are larks, cuckoo, nightingale, peacocks, etc. A crow rarely finds any place in poems. A crow is not an auspicious bird, but a bird of ill omen. Next question. Again, what is a hemlock tree? Why doesn't the poet write about a more beautiful tree such as a maple or an oak or a pine? The answer: the hemlock tree is poisonous. A hemlock tree symbolizes sadness or grief. The poet was so sad. He has written that he was walking under a hemlock tree. The tree happens to agree with the mood of the poet. Therefore, the poet doesn't write about a more beautiful tree such as maple, oak or pine. Next question. What do the crow and hemlock present? Joy or sorrow? What does the dust of snow that the crow shakes off a hemlock tree stand for? The answer: the crow and the hemlock tree symbolize sadness or sorrow. They are inauspicious symbols. The dust of snow that the crow shakes off the hemlock tree brings a sudden change in the mood of the poet. Cheerfulness replaces sorrow in the end. Next question. How there have been times when you felt depressed or hopeless? Have you experienced a similar moment that changed your mood that day? Yes, I also feel depressed or hopeless at times. Being a human being, dull and smoggy days do depress me. I feel sad and hopeless, but the sudden appearance of the light of the sun brightens my mood and makes me cheerful. Some additional questions are here. First question. What is dust of snow? The dust of snow are snowflakes or small and soft particles of snow that settle down on various objects on the earth during snowfall. Second question. What did the poet think of the day before the fall of dust of snow on him? The poet thought that the whole day would go waste before the fall of snow on him. But after the falling of fine dust on him changed his mood. Cheerfulness replaced the feeling of regret or sadness. Next question. What is a hemlock tree? A hemlock tree is a poisonous tree with white flowers. It symbolizes sorrow. The dust of snow had covered this tree. Next question. What happened when the dust of snow fell on Robert Frost? Robert Frost was unhappy due to some personal reasons on that day. When the dust of snow fell on him, his mental state changed and cheerfulness replaced his feelings of regret. Thank you.